All right, so we got our LY6 370 cubic inch truck engine that we did the last two videos on that you guys hopefully watched. This engine, we are hoping, I am hoping, to make at least 480 horsepower. I'm hoping to get as close to 500 foot-pounds of torque as possible. I think that will make a really good, engine. I mean, with this camshaft being that Truck Norris BTR cam, it's a pretty small camshaft. It's 212 intake duration, 225 exhaust duration. It goes like 553 lift on both sides on a 107 LSA. The 107 LSA, should really focus the torque down low, which is what we're looking for. The main idea of this engine for me was to have, something that, had really good street manners, but made really strong power right off the bottom. That was, really important. So if you're towing a trailer, where most of these trucks are 7,000 plus pounds, we want to have that, torque be right on the bottom, right off the bottom, so it gets the truck up and moving. Or if you're towing, you're not just, dying. Because if you had a lot bigger of a camshaft, let's say we put something with a 225 intake duration, 235 exhaust duration, which still isn't a huge cam, but that will focus, power up the RPM band some. Whereas now that truck, probably might need a little extra stall, but you're not going to be able to get off the line as quick with a heavier vehicle. So those heavier vehicles, are going to need that torque on the bottom, which is going to dictate a smaller camshaft in this case. So was the main focus. I know that it will suffer, on the top end, because this cylinder head that we, our Golen Engine CNC ported LS3 head, that thing flows really, really good. It loves camshaft. I mean, it'll eat up, if you wanted to do 240, 250 degrees of duration, it would love that. Make a ton of power, on the top end, but not so much on the lower end. This intake manifold being, that truck intake, that's got a ton of plenum. I've dynoed a lot of truck packages. That intake manifold flows really good. So now we've got a really good flowing head, a really good flowing intake manifold with a really small camshaft. So I'm hoping it'll get to that power level for you guys that want to wring these trucks out all the way. But the main thing is the torque. We really want to make sure the torque is there. So let's go in, let's start off, and let's start a pull, at 24 degrees, and we'll step it up, see if, what it does at 26, what it does at 28. My thoughts are it's definitely not going to go past 28 degrees of timing, probably end up at 26. But let's stretch it out all the way. We're also going to run the RPM down to 3,000 RPMs. I want to be able to show you guys, what the torque will be, at the lower RPM. With our Superflow engine dyno, it is a water-fed brake, so there's no way to pull the engine any lower than that. A lot of customers ask, well, why can't you pull it from idle, or why can't you pull it at a lower RPM? And you'll notice, when I have the throttle wide open, it's going to hold the RPM here at 3,000 until I press the letter D here on the keyboard. When I do that, that actually starts to release water from the brake, which then increases RPM. Because again, notice that the throttle will be wide open at that point. So to answer the question, the reason we can't pull it lower is that the engine will be under full load and it will try to detonate and chug, and it just won't be happy. We won't get a good, a good reading, on what it actually makes. So what I've, done is I know we can go down to 3,000, especially with the smaller cam. If this was a lot bigger of a cam, we'd have to start at 3,500 RPM. So there's the explanation for that. Let's get in. Let's get it. Try it out. Let's see what it makes for some power. Let's cross our fingers we can at least get close to that 500 foot-pounds of torque. So. All right. Yeah, we're in business. Wow, that actually exceeds my expectation by quite a bit. Well, wow, right out of the gate, we made 524 foot-pounds of torque, and that's only on 24 degrees. So this thing's definitely got some more, I would assume, with a little bit more timing. And it made 506 horsepower. So that's pretty amazing to me. I mean, that's a small cam. That's not a ton of camshafts. I would like to say that, it's definitely, cylinder heads and that intake, there's definitely high flow. So it just goes to show you how amazing that this LS engine platform is. And if you put a really good flowing head and intake on, you can make that much power with a tiny camshaft. So great. So let's go in. Let's try 26 degrees, and then we'll let it idle for a minute or two, and then we'll try the final run at 28 to see exactly where this thing wants to be. And maybe there's a little bit more. Maybe not. Who knows? But we'll see. Let's try it out. That might have been a little too warm. that only made 500 horsepower and 521 foot-pounds of torque. Maybe it doesn't want that much. You got to keep in mind with the smaller camshafts, our dynamic compression is definitely a little higher. It might not want as much timing. That could have just been an off Dyno run. So I think what we would do here is let it idle for a minute or two. I think we want to retry that 26 degrees again. But there's a few more things that I definitely wanted to say, about this package. So my thought when designing this package was for guys that had a 5.3 or a 6-liter engine in their truck from the factory, those engines being lower horsepower, 6 liters I think are around 350 horse. This engine would be a simple direct fit in place of your stock engine. So you would be taking your stock engine out and putting this back in, and from your stock engine you would use like your water pump, alternator, power steering, air conditioning, your radiator hoses. That whole front would all bolt right back on. Transmission, flywheel, starter, that should all bolt right back up. Motor mounts. You'd be able to drop your wiring harness right onto this, plug and play everything in. And the only real aftermarket thing that I feel you'll need is a set of headers. I would definitely purchase a good header and a decent exhaust system. Not only one for the sound, but two for the performance. I really feel if you'd have put like a cast iron exhaust manifold on this, that it is going to really restrict the power. You'll start backing some heat up into the cylinders. You'll probably have to run less ignition timing. So ultimately, a header would be the way to go. I know a lot of you guys hate headers. You've had experiences with them in years past, leaks and whatnot. If you buy a good quality header like a Cook's or American Racing header, Cometic makes a multi-layer steel header gasket, and there's a company called Stage 8, which is sold at Summer Racing. They make a locking header bolt where you actually can lock those header bolts. And one of the main reasons that you see headers leak is that the bolts loosen up, and then the flange, warps or the gasket blows out, or you have a cheap header and the flange is just junk and, it can't take the heat, and that causes a leak. So I feel, good quality header, good quality gasket, that Stage 8 locking header bolt kit, that'll solve a lot of your issues, that you've probably seen in the past, because I know I've seen them back in the, the mid 80s and 90s with all the crappy headers that we used to deal with back then. So as far as that, I think that's going to be the main mod, is really going in and putting a header and exhaust system on and expect this type of performance. The rest of it could just be stock, and the other thing is having a good local tuner, having somebody that you trust that can get in and tune your factory computer to get this, so it will run and, and do everything it's supposed to do with not have any issues. The other thing I wanted to mention too is if you guys, like some of your earlier truck guys that have the Gen 3, the LQ4 and LQ9 engines, we have the conversion kits. We would sell this engine, this is the LY6 Gen 4 version of the block, so we have a harness connection that Casper Electronics makes that relocates the cam sensor to the timing cover and relocates your knock sensors to the side of the block. Now the cool part of this harness, it's plug and play. So you'll plug it into your stock GM wiring harness and we'll have that stuff already relocated for you. So all you have to do is plug it in, boom. Now everything is the way it's supposed to be. So not really that big of a deal switching from one engine to the other. Plus the other thing, reluctor wheel wise, you earlier Gen 3 guys, it's always a 24X reluctor versus the Gen 4 guys, that's a 58 reluctor. We'll build the engine with the appropriate reluctor. So if you're a Gen 3 guy, need a 24X, we have a Calais billet one-piece 24 wheel that we'll install. We'll TIG weld that on, and that problem is solved. You'll have a nice, reliable reluctor, and again, the important thing is it's plug and play. There's no retrofitting besides you making the the headers and the exhaust system work, which I'm gathering you're going to want, because all you truck guys want that thumpity idle, and that's going to come from headers and an exhaust and a decent cam. So, all right, I think this thing's cooled down enough. Let's go back in, try it at 26 degrees again, then we'll do one final pull at 28, and we'll see what this thing truly does. All right, so it really didn't do a lot, different. I mean, got right back to that 506, 524, which we made with 24 degrees of timing. So I would probably say that that's, gonna pretty much wrap it up for that. I mean, we could try it again at 28. I think it'd be worth it. I hear a little bit of flutter in it, so I'm gonna just basically pull this down to like 6,100 RPMs, just for the sake of doing so. There's not a lot of gain here with this intake. I mean, you can see here in the dyno sheet that it just flattens right out of the top. It isn't still climbing, so there's not a lot of reason to put a bunch of dead revs into it. This cam, doesn't have a lot of lift, so it's hard to get, that BTR spring into a really, robust spring range. So as far as that, I think that would work out good. So we can, try another wrap at this thing and see, what it does at the 28 degree range, and yeah, see what it makes. I mean, it's got to be a little bit more left in it, hopefully. So we'll try another pull or two and see what it is. Well, there we go. So that made about the same torque. I mean, 523 to 527, so 4 more foot-pounds of torque, moving up, to the 26 degrees, and 516 horsepower. So definitely wanted some more timing to get the top end up a little bit higher. You can see kind of how the graph straightened itself out a little bit too. So that's kind of cool. So, all right, let's do one final pull. I want to try 28 degrees just to see if it wants it or not. It might not, but let's just try it and see what it does. Now, same exact torque. Graph looks a little smoother, which that sometimes happens with timing. When the engine, likes ignition time, it'll straighten some of the graph out. But 518 horsepower, so 2 more horsepower. You can take it or leave it. I'd probably leave it at 26. It'll just be a little more resilient to any crappy fuel that you might run into. So there it is. I mean, for that tiny camshaft, we exceeded our goals, and I'm super happy with this. Wish I had a truck to put it in, actually, so that would be even better. Maybe we can get somebody to buy this engine, put it into a truck, and give us some feedback, chassis dyno feedback, maybe a little idle video, and a review as like, hey, how does this, how did it feel, low end? I mean, I know with that small of a cam and that much torque, you're really going to notice it. I mean, even back here at 3,000 RPMs, it's already making like 460, 465 foot-pounds of torque. So that's really good down low there. I mean, the stock torque converters, don't quote me 100%, but they're usually like 16 to 1800 stall, So now, you know, you've got 1,200 RPMs later, boom, you're making 465 foot-pounds of torque. So one would just have to use their imagination as the graph went back. I mean, you should still be above 400 foot-pounds at 2,500. You know, again, bridging the gap for it to start making some really, really big torque. So I think the close of it is that was a success. It, you know, exceeded our expectations for that small cam. So I'm super excited. If you guys are interested in this package or just have some general questions, email us or reach out, give a call, give me a ring. I can talk with you, help you with any questions you might have, and we'll see you next time. We're going to do some more videos here really soon.